The Stoic power of turning insults into compliments. Imagine this. You're at a party. You walk into the room, feeling good about yourself, when suddenly someone sneers and says, "Wow, nice shirt. Did you get that from the clearance bin?" Everyone laughs. Your face turns red, and in that moment, you feel powerless. Now here's the question. What if you could flip that insult on its head? What if instead of shrinking, you turned it into a compliment that left everyone, including your hater, stunned? That's not just a social skill. That's a Stoic superpower. Think back to high school. Maybe you liked someone, and in front of the whole class, they laughed at you. Maybe they mocked your clothes, your accent, or your background. You went home replaying that moment over and over, feeling crushed. We've all been there. The sting of humiliation that lingers for years. But imagine if, in that moment, you had the Stoic wit to flip it. Instead of being branded as the loser, you walked away as the one with unshakable confidence. Here's the truth. Most people freeze when insulted. At work, a coworker mocks you. Online, a stranger calls you stupid. At family gatherings, someone takes a jab at your choices. And what happens? We either get defensive, we lash out, or we walk away feeling small. But here's what hurts most. Insults make us feel like we've lost control. Like the other person dictated the story. The Stoics, however, saw insults differently. They knew words don't have power until you give them power. And sometimes, the best way to strip that power is not to fight back, but to transform the insult into something you own. Epictetus said, "If anyone speaks ill of you, consider whether he has truth on his side, and if so, reform yourself. If not, why should you care?" But here's the fun twist. Stoicism isn't only about ignoring insults. It's also about mastering perspective. When you reframe, when you turn an insult into a compliment, you show that you're untouchable. You reveal wit, resilience, and power. And ironically, the very words meant to bring you down now lift you higher. Imagine your boss says in a meeting, "You're way too obsessed with details." You slow everything down. The normal response? Embarrassment, defensiveness. The Stoic way? Smile and say, "Thank you. I take pride in being thorough. I'd rather deliver work with excellence than cut corners." Suddenly, the room shifts. What was meant as a weakness is now reframed as strength. The insult dies in midair. Because you've owned it. You're at a gathering, and someone jokes, "Man, you're such a nerd." Most people laugh awkwardly. You feel the sting. The Stoic wit? Embrace it. Absolutely. Nerds rule the world. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Bill Gates. Thanks for putting me in great company. Boom. The energy shifts. What was meant to humiliate you now makes you sound confident and unstoppable. Let's say you post something on social media, and a troll comments, "You sound like an idiot." Instead of going to war in the comment section, you calmly reply, "Thanks. I guess I'm in good company with all the other idiots who dared to think differently." Now the troll looks petty, and you look witty. That's Stoic power in action. So how do you actually master this? It comes down to one Stoic technique: reframing. Reframing is the art of looking at words from a new perspective. If they say, "You're stubborn," you say, "Thank you. I call it being determined." If they say, "You're boring," you say, "I prefer stable and grounded. Chaos doesn't impress me." If they say, "You're too quiet," You say, yes, because I prefer to think before I speak. Words matter. In every case, the insult flips. Suddenly, you're not the victim. You're the author of the story. Here's why reframing insults works so well. It robs the insulter of power. They wanted a reaction, anger, shame, tears. Instead, they get calm wit. It shows self-confidence. People around you notice. This person can't be shaken. And that earns deep respect. It reframes perception. Instead of letting the insult define you, you define it, and in the process, define yourself. Picture this. You're in a meeting, pitching an idea you've worked on for weeks. Suddenly, a senior executive cuts you off. This is amateur. Did you even think this through? The room goes silent. All eyes are on you. Most people would freeze, maybe stutter, maybe never speak up again. But a Stoic would breathe, smile, and calmly respond. I appreciate the critique. It shows you're paying attention. That means my idea is worth discussing. Instantly, the power shifts. What was meant to crush you becomes proof of your strength. Psychologists call this cognitive reframing. The Stoics simply called it wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, as emperor, was constantly mocked behind his back. Enemies said he was weak, too philosophical, not ruthless enough. Instead of raging, Marcus reframed it. In his journal, Meditations, he reminded himself, if they say I am weak because I value compassion, let them. To me, compassion is strength. That's the Stoic essence. Transform the label into a crown. Agree and amplify. If someone calls you stubborn, say, absolutely, that's why I never give up on my goals. Reframe the trait. If someone says you're boring, respond, consistency is underrated. That's why people can rely on me. Humor and lightness. If someone mocks your outfit, shrug and say, good. I'm starting a new fashion trend. Humor disarms hostility. Here's the bigger picture. Life will always bring insults. At work, at home, online, even from people you love. But every insult is a choice. You can hand over your power and let it define you. Or, you can flip it, own it, and turn it into a compliment. When you master that, insults stop being weapons. They become stepping stones. And every hater becomes an unintentional cheerleader for your strength. So next time someone insults you, don't get defensive. Don't get angry. Smile, reframe, transform. Because the ultimate Stoic flex isn't silence alone. It's the ability to turn their negativity into your crown. If this video gave you strength, hit subscribe now. Join our community of modern Stoics, where we turn life's toughest challenges into fuel for greatness. Right finger comment below. What's the funniest insult you've ever flipped into a compliment? I want to hear your stories. And remember, every insult can be your victory if you choose the Stoic way. Stay strong, stay witty, stay stoic.